Measly maggots. I am your drill instructor, DRBC 007. Dangerously raunchy, brilliantly charming. You can call me D or DR. If you're feeling frisky, the big D, or even DRBC. Perhaps in a more prophetic, oracle or soothsayer, fatherly, know-it-all kind of way, Papa D. To my enemies, I am simply known as Demon D. For I stalk their dreams, strike with unrelenting fury and blinding speed. I drink the blood of the fallen and cavort with dark magics. I walk in the sunlight, but I am drawn to the night. I take women to bed, so many in number, they had to create a new measuring metric. They call it the D. It denotes 1,000 women to one man. I took 1,000 Ds. No, wait. That's the metric, not that way. You disgust me! I have songs written about me, poems describing my valor. I've earned knighthoods and saved maidens. I am legend incarnate. But right now, I'm here to train you sorry layabouts. All of you make me sick! Oh, except for you. Sweetness, you can come sit over here. Lovely. Right, enough of that. You're here for tips and tricks that would likely get you through the first moments of battle with your ball still bouncing below your beefy thighs, and then to elevate your skills to the very next level. Well, lucky for you, this old dog, he learns new tricks faster than a nickel and dime hooker looking for her next fix. But my embattled and much-loved Bootcamp series is here for you. A few small changes have been made to the format, however. Gone are the 1 to 5 tip structure that I held to so rigidly. This war is unlike any that you will have faced before, and I had to adapt, and so will you. I will give you as much or as little as is necessary to hammer home the heroics needed to succeed. Well, I hope you're ready, because this is a one-stop shop all the way to Tipperary. It's a long way to Tipperary. It's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly. Farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, and my heart's right there. I'm DRBC 007, and you're watching another Battlefield Bootcamp. Basic training tips and tricks, a guide to take you past the battlements and on to victory. Battlefield V is an evolution in warfare, and as such, you as a soldier on that field of battle are expected to grow and adapt. If you can't, you'll be left in the dirt, and good riddance! So first up, let's go over a few of the basics. The 5 Ds of Battlefield. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Yes. Well, Patches O'Houlihan let me borrow it, so I think you'd best not moan. What? Movement is such a huge part of warfare, and none more so than here. The game favours a more defensive play, but pish! I don't sit back, and neither should you. Understanding how to get from A to B without having your head knocked from your shoulders by a Jerry's love gun is very important. Don't always run. Running head-on into a conflict that you can't win will end in more frustration than reaching climax in the arms of a beautiful lady before she's even taken off her top. Get used to sprinting to cover, but then take it slow, baby. Use the crouch button to lower your profile and get her moving. We also now have the ability to run while crouched, and it's a great way of closing distances with a much smaller, ergo harder to hit profile. With this in mind, we can now swan dive to the ground, slide backwards, or lo and behold, even to the sides. What a world we live in. Another handy tip is when you're behind cover, you can peek over the top by pressing aim down sights. So play a game of peekaboo. I see you behind the sandbag bunker and surprise those Jerrys. Did I mention that you can slide into a crouching run? Or just slide for the sheer joy of it. When running, double tap crouch and you will slide like the majestic figure skater Mama always wanted you to be. So if in doubt, repeat the mantra of D. That's something I just came up with. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. Dodge enemies by peeking back and forth behind cover. Duck quickly behind objects to save your sausage from a fearsome fiery fricassee. Dip your shoulder and carry on your assault with a slide into a crouched charge. Dive into the muggy waters with a poetic leap Tom Daly would be proud of. And finally, dodge enemy fire by throwing yourself left or right so that you can fight another day. Attrition is a new gameplay mechanic that limits the amount of ammunition and health that we all have. You start with one med pack each, excluding the medic, who has infinite. Remember to use it when you're injured, as your life won't tick back up to full. When taking damage, you can see 2 red bars, as denoted here. One darker than the other. The lighter bar is your current health, and the darker red bar is where your health will regenerate to. So remember to keep an eye on it, and then you can use this to determine if you want to heal back up to full health with your one-time health pack, or if you want to wait and continue fighting, or to find that medic station. Luckily, you can restock these handy bottom bandages on the move by requesting a pouch from your medic teammates. I said by requesting a pack from your medic teammates. I said by requesting a pack! Or by picking one up from a handy medic station. These can be found on most points, but if yours is missing, take out your tool, not that one, you deviant, and start hammering away to build a station for you and your teammates. Despite the fact that the healing is less, the time to kill is high, so don't be afraid to actually fight. This change, although very big, is not as difficult to master as you may think. Talking of those wonderful medics that revive, a rare breed indeed, we can move on to my next tip. Play your goddamn card! If you're a support, throw ammo with reckless abandon. If you're an assault, attack objectives and destroy armor. If you're a sniper, do f*** all and sit back as usual, picking people off, only to get knifed by an annoying Hungarian boy who discovered his hands could do more than swindle dollars and great British pounds from tourists, and so went home to pick up a controller and use his street smarts to get around behind his foes and forcibly jab a knife between their ribs. And if you're a medic, for all that is holy, revive and throw pouches of life at every soldier on your team. Medics are rather underpowered in BF5, and as such there are less of them about, so reviving happens a lot less too, but using smoke grenades and the smoke grenade rifle help mitigate these issues drastically, and allow the medic to perform his duties with aplomb. I know I'm amazing, no need to back me on the back, but I topped the team with revives alone, not a single kill! This shows how incredibly important the medic class is, but how horrendously infuriating it is to see medics run past you. Again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again. I'm right here! It just makes me so goddamn angry I could just punch something. Like when Jezebel Ann burns the bloody roast.
But boy am I angry! Someone's gonna have to pay for this!
Why? Is this because I
Didn't revive you?
Powerful stuff.
All classes can revive squad mates, but the time it takes is much longer, and often if done without sense or consideration for the enemy, you'll be giving the opposing team 2 more kills. Definitely revive your team if you can, especially the medic, but only if it's safe to do so. A handy tip to deny enemies reviving is to throw an incendiary grenade, aka, and I named it this one, the Molotov motherfucker, on a downed enemy. It almost instantly depletes their downed timer and stops medics from getting to them. Finally, with attrition, get used to picking up ammo too. Like health, you start with less bullets than you think, so running past an ammo station and picking up a few more mags will help, and picking up the ammo from fallen enemies. Look out for this symbol, and then dive onto it like Gollum snatching at his precious, my precious, Gollum, precious ammo, precious. Next up is 2 quick changes to the settings that will help you more than a jab of the dodgy roids. I will be doing a full settings guide very soon for those that want more in-depth tweaking. Naughty. Moving on, change your controller soldier buttons to alternate. This changes crouch and melee around, so now you can use all of these wonderful crouching moves, slides, prone, dives, without taking your thumb off of the thumbstick. The few milliseconds that you use when moving your thumb off of the stick to press a button can often, especially now with a higher TTK, mean death. Also, if your thumb remains in motion, you can continue to move while crouching, sliding, etc, etc, etc. Trust me, if nothing else, this is a must. If you haven't played like this before, you may have an adjustment window where it will feel odd to play that way. You'll stab when you want to crouch and vice versa, but please stick with it, and you can thank me later. Second, go to video settings and adjust your field of view. At default, this is what you can see, but when increased, you see more around you, your peripheral vision increases, and it can have a huge impact on your survivability. It will potentially also affect performance, so please do test it yourself, but it allows for a greater awareness of what is around you at all times, and I would strongly recommend 74, giving you a 90-degree field of view. Return a grenade to its sender. You can now pick up and throw back enemy grenades, so instead of scurrying away, duck down, grab it and throw it back at those unsuspecting Jerrys. When you pick up a grenade, it becomes your grenade, and any kills with it will be yours. Lovely. Another grenade trick is to shoot your own. Naughty. It does take a little practice, but it's actually easier than you think. Throw your grenade towards an enemy and just shoot towards it when it lands, and say farewell to Fritz. Ta-ta! Fortify. That is all. Only kidding. Use the toolkit to fortify your positions, but be sensible when doing so. Do it from behind cover, and you'll quickly build up a lovely train of points for your squad. It can be really useful to do it when pushing for points too, not just defending. So when attacking, look for cover and try to build a few of those fortifications as you go. And finally, flanking. You know me by now, and you don't need me to repeat my love for spanking. I mean, flanking. No, actually, hell, leave spanking where it is. I do love it. Now more than ever, Battlefield is a more tactical and skill-based theatre of war. This means playing smart is more important than you can possibly imagine. Don't charge headlong into a firefight and expect anything other than your own demise. Use your brain and coordinate with your team to flank enemy flags and positions. The best fighters are elusive and clever. They use their environment and move with purpose, and then when the moment calls for it, unleash fire and fury to overpower and destroy their enemies. If you're ever in a situation where you think, oh hell, I don't know what to do, I'm stuck here, oh no! Just take a moment and think, what would DRBC do? Yes, he'd spank those lovely ladies from the rear with a powerful, penetrating and poignant flank. Well, that should be enough for you saucy sausages to put into action, for we have so much more to cover in the weeks and months ahead. Go forth and spread the word of DRBC. Thanks be to DRB. This is the word of the D. Amen. If you liked this video, please do consider dropping a rating, and if you didn't, let me know too, although I'll probably laugh at your inability to see my greatness. Subscribe to the channel for more bootcamps, and come follow me on Twitch, where I can put my money where my mouth is and astound you with my skill and entertain you with my wit. And finally, if you really like what I'm doing here on the channel and want to support me further, consider going over to my channel on YouTube Gaming and becoming a member by clicking that member button, funny that, and becoming a super special member extraordinaire. For more tips, tricks, profound nonsense, and all things Battlefield 5, I'm DRBC 007, signing off.